Merry Christmas, folks. Back with another holiday music reaction. And we're going to listen to a carol from Robert Shaw's Chamber Singers from the Songs of Angels CD, one of two Robert Shaw holiday albums I have. And we're going to listen to Good King Wenceslas, or Good King Wenceslas. Nevertheless, I enjoy this carol. I think I've reacted to at least a couple different versions of it over the last 2 or 3 years. And to the best of my mind, I don't know this version well. I do think I've probably heard it before because this is a Christmas CD my parents had, though I think the other one that I have, which is Robert Shaw with the Atlanta Orchestra, I think I've heard that one more regularly. But yes, I enjoy this carol. Interestingly, it's often featured in productions of A Christmas Carol, usually with the sole caroler who shows up outside Scrooge's office and is chased away by Scrooge. But it's funny because I was looking into it, and apparently that carol, or this carol, only came into the form that we now know it in the 1850s, and Christmas Carol was written in the 1840s, so it is an anachronism or apocryphal. However, the usage of it in the Patrick Stewart Carol, in the stage production I've seen of A Christmas Carol many years, makes it very nostalgic and special to me just for being part of those. But in the book, it's God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen that lone and brave caroler sings before getting chased away. But yes, I enjoy this one. It's definitely an older carol, and I like the line especially that the snow is deep and crisp and even. Just something about that, in rhyming with the Feast of Stephen. Like, I like the way that phonetic sequence sounds in the melody of the tune, and I think the melody goes all the way back to the 12th century, so definitely an older one. Let's give it a listen. This is Robert Shaw Chamber Singers from their Songs of Angels album, and it's their version of Good King Wenceslas.
Good King Wenceslas looked out on the feast of Stephen, when the snow lay round about, deep and crisp and even. Brightly shone the moon that night, though the frost was cruel, when a poor man came in sight, carrying winter fuel. Here the pageants fell by and if Paulus did tarry, yonder peasant who is he, where, what is wearing? I live so goodly hands underneath the mountain, right against the forest fence, by St. Agnes' fountain. Bring me flesh and bring me wine, bring me pine logs hither, thou and I will see in time, when we bear them thither. Page and monarch, forth they went together, through the rude winds wild lament, and the bitter weather. Sire, the night is darker now, and the wind blows stronger. Fails my heart, I know not how, I can go no longer. Mark my footsteps, good my page, tread thou in them boldly. Thou shalt find the winter's rage, freeze thy bloodless body. In his master's steps he trod, where the snow lay tinted. It was in the very sod which the saint had printed. Therefore, Christian men be sure, wealth or rank possessing, ye who now will bless the poor, shall yourselves find blessing.
That's great. I don't even know if I've ever heard that. It certainly was surprising to me in a couple respects, so I feel like, again, maybe it was the other Robert Shaw CD that my parents played, and this one was just sort of sitting in the collection, and it is indeed one that I ripped from their collection more recently, meaning I don't actually have the physical CD. It's over still in their holiday CD collection. But yes, ultimately, what I enjoy especially is that, number one, we have a full chorus here, and a lot of the voices sound what I expect a church choir singing holiday songs to sound like, but there was a male soloist and then later I think a couple female soloists who had more of like an operatic quality to their voice. It just had this, I expected suddenly to like have a visual of them, singing in the context of some operatic production. They had just a different quality to their voice than I normally associate with like cathedral and church holiday performances. And I enjoyed the way over the course of the carol it went through different parts of the choir, including both male and female singers, and those that were deeper, those that were higher, and in smaller and larger arrangements. And then it had that quality, which is interesting. Like, when I've heard this, in a lot of cases, it's like a single singer doing it. And I think that's partly because of my association with this particular Christmas song with those Christmas carol productions, where it's like this solo caroler doing the melody by himself. But here it's like offset a little bit. It's like a little bit polyphonic because the soloist is like offset from the melodic run of the supporting singers. So I enjoyed that quality, and it was a bit different sounding to me just because, again, I've often heard this done by a single performer. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and it's the kind of performance that, it sounds like a more sacred type of holiday music. So yes, definitely a good one, and one that I do think I maybe just heard for the first time. And there's a number of tracks on this CD, and of course, I think I've only done one reaction to the other Robert Shaw CD, which I know better. So plenty more to come, maybe one or two more this holiday season, and more for holiday seasons following. Let me know what you think of it, and I will see you next time. Peace.